Who on God's green earth thought this was a good idea? Now it's time for car stuff. Welcome to Marketing in Mustangs. Usually I talk about marketing. Now we're going to talk about Mustangs. Now if you're in a couple of Facebook groups for Mustangs, you might have seen this car pop up. Well, I found that car and we're going to do a deep dive into it in a couple of seconds, but I've also found like 5 other cars that are disgusting. New Edge Mustang guys, SN95 people, we gotta do better. Would you like to spend $3,500 for what is clearly someone's destroyed and dirty project? We have a premium Mustang Coupe 2002, and as you can tell, it's like, okay, she might just be a bit rough. We have what remains of a Celine front bumper, even though that is pretty broken right there. We have I forgot what this hood is, but it's actually the hood's not too bad. The problem is the rest of the car is. Let's just take a quick look. We have the Celine rear bumper, we have the wing. It doesn't look like we have the sail panels, and it looks like those are the stock side skirts, and we're just on some bullet wheels. Again, if it runs and drives, maybe it's not too bad. It's clearly a premium because you can see the Mark 460 sound system. Ugh. My friends, a little bit of Windex goes a long way. This looks like someone just has left the windows open down for the past 3 years, and it's just been rained on. Is dirty, is disgusting. I would love to know what seats these are. I mean, it looks like generic Sparco straps there. I don't know, it's a little bit confused, hard to tell, but one thing I can tell you from here is that steering wheel has not been cleaned since the Obama administration. It is a stick shift, so that's kind of cool, but my question is, does it run? Turns on, just needs a flywheel. A flywheel. Just needs a flywheel. Strong engine and transmission. Okay, question. If you broke your flywheel, I don't want to touch your car. That means the clutch is gone. Who knows what else has happened to those gears in the transmission? This is a $500 car, not a $3,500. Clean tags are paid in my name. I hope they are in your name. Comes with 2 keys. Welcome to trade. Looking for a newer dirt bike, a Bronco, a 4x4G. My friend, nobody wants your trash. Like, what do we got here? We have some starting fluid, so sounds real reliable to me. We are missing an air filter, because that's probably the way they got started. I guarantee you, probably you're just spraying starter fluid right into that intake inlet right there, right onto the MAF sensor. No wonder it probably doesn't run. Just needs a flywheel. So that's all we got. So for $3,500, you get a very questionable, probably non-running car. It probably has a destroyed clutch. That is a rough $3,500. Does it get better? Let's see. Ah, beautiful. It's been sold, so good for this person. A 2000 Ford Mustang Coupe with a front bumper in the passenger seat. As you can tell, this thing's been some front end damage. It's all twisted in the front. However, it was $400. So I guess if someone just really has a hard on for a V6 automatic, let's see, damage: radiator, air filter, timing belt. Maybe if you have a body shop, this makes sense to you. But $400, I think pick-up parts or scrapyards will give you the same amount of money. So good for them for getting that sold. You know, I made a video a while back about how now is the time to buy like a New Edge Mustang. My first 2 examples are clear indicators of why, because most of them are either beaten up old projects or they have a one-way trip to the scrapyard. Let's take a look and see if maybe an SN95 is better. Doesn't look too bad on the outset, except for the fact that it's a single port V6, which means 150 blistering horsepower. Granted, I will admit I did have an SN95 V6 as my first Mustang, so I can't give too much hate. And you can put a supercharger on them if you can find them at this point. But I see seats and I see some very interesting mishmashed wheels. What else do we got? We have stickers. We have a GT symbol. We have a single exit exhaust. We have more stickers. We have more badges. I wonder if this is a Mustang. It doesn't say Mustang there, here, or anywhere else. It's kind of interesting. It's like he has the stock waffle wheels. You know, they're 16-inch wheels in the front, and then he has these ginormous 19 or 18-inch wheels in the back. And of course, the stickers on the tire make the car faster. Oh, and we can also see a New Edge hood scoop. This is pretty much a stock engine. I mean, look, 277,000 miles for $2,300. I have no idea what this says whatsoever. Translation: only detail on the speedometer doesn't mark speed. These older cars, they actually had a little manual linkage. But also, this is $2,300 for a very high mileage vehicle with unknown how many. I don't know what this says, but I know Gordas means fat chicks, so it probably says no fat chicks. Let's see, he has a little hockey mask in the back because he's totally a tough guy in his V6 Mustang. You know, the more you look at it, the more it's just like, this is just This is just a tired old car. This is a $500 car, not $2,300. Unknown seats that probably give you amazing swamp ass. Raceline sticker, Raceline wheels. I mean, at least it's a stick shift. But at the end of the day, this is also a soon to be a 30-year-old Mustang for $2,300 with over 200,000 miles. Now, oh, and also these headlights. Mustang guys, especially New Edge, don't ever go for these angel halo style headlights. Here's why. They're ugly. Right here, as you can tell, they are ugly as hell. And also, they are not good at putting out light despite them being projectors. So, little talk with Uncle Dane here. Don't get these headlights. Maybe we still have some hope with the New Edge. No, we don't. Okay, so back when I first got into Mustangs, this is like the early aughts, about 2006, 2007, there was kind of a dividing line about this body kit. I remember this body kit very distinctly. I can't remember the name. It's like Camari or something like that. It's because during this time period, people were getting tired of the racy look from like the late 90s, and especially on Mustangs, it's always been kind of strange to have full-on body kit and stuff like that. So these taillights suck. That's easy. That's a stock wing, so that's whatever. These wheels, honestly, if they poked out a bit more and were probably wider, I wouldn't be 100% against them. It's just right now the amount of panel gap right there is... And this is why the front end's kind of decisive. This is an extra schnoz to the front of your car to line up with the bumper. So it looks like this actually had a complete body kit. The work was probably done 2004, 2005, because it looks like that generation. Oh, it's a V6 as well. All that Hearst pairs. The hood is interesting. It's an offset scoop. We have this huge, like, extra schnoz along with this big, massive chin of a bumper. See, like, it's weird how trends are coming back, because I could see someone wanting that body kit for their drift car because of how overly obnoxious it looks. On a, what was this, 108,000 miles, that is very optimistic. What does this say? For $2,000, if it's 108,000 miles, that actually wouldn't be the worst, but then you're stuck with all this. Do I have interior shots? Yeah, V6. Let me guess, do we also have an automatic? It does have 108,000 miles for $2,000. If it was completely stock, oh, it's a 5-speed as well. So, you know, like, yeah, the V6 Mustang isn't really a powerhouse, and it never was. Interior needs just a good cleaning, but doesn't look terrible. But yeah, that outside is rough. I think that might actually have been the stock paint color, especially on the doors. I don't know. In the comments, what are your thoughts? This is clearly a very tired body kit that I don't think anyone wants anymore. But also, you could probably get this guy down to maybe a bit under $2,000. It is a stick shift, so that's cool. It is a 6-cylinder, which is not cool. And the thing is, then you have to drive home looking like this, because that is, I don't know. This body kit did not age well. And like, look how far back like, you can tell the spacing on these wheels isn't correct. So look how far back the rear wheel is from the opening fender. It's like the car got shoved in. That's one of the biggest issues with New Edges and stuff like that, is that we have these big arching fenders, even on my car, which has, you know, Roush wheels, which are the correct back spacing and stuff. Even it sits a little bit farther in than I'd like, but man, wheels like this, ugh. I don't know how I feel about that hood. Like, I almost wonder if the hood actually didn't have this extra schnoz thing on it, like that covers the whole grille. I wonder if that could be pulled off, because it is true that the air intake is around this area of the car. I don't know. I'm divided. I know the rest of the body kit is horrendous, but also, it only does have 108,000 miles. It also is a 23-year-old car now, too. Oh God. Ugh. Sir, put down the Bondo. For the children. For our sake. For the sake of humanity. For the sake of manatees. Ever think that God stays in heaven because he's scared of what he's created? I sure have. Like, this is not even close to being straight. Let's be honest, it never was. But this is just, ugh. Like, the interior is like, okay, meh. It's not great. Looks dirty. Last washed during the Clinton administration. Has this little flip-up screen. Subwoofers. Questionable subwoofers. Stock seats. Like, this is... there's so much going on. So, I think this is, at some point, a 5.0 Mustang. It's a 95. Chevrolet Mustang. Yeah, no crap. You got these... What was that? Those must be Camaro taillights. This reminds me actually of the Batmobile from The Batman, the one with Robert Pattinson in it. Kind of like how they have the rear sort of, what is this? Like, sort of like this. I don't know, this shape. But it's just like, here's the stock hoods, like, here's the stock side scoop, but then it's like, let's take out some parts here and there. Like, what is this even made out of? Does anyone know anything about this car? What I like is, you can see right here that is clearly just, the stock headlights flipped upside down to fit into this spot. What I think is amazing is is the fact that, like, despite all this custom bodywork, it's not even. Like, this actually is shoved over a bit. So I wonder if this car was just completely just, like, the whole front subframe was just shoved over, like, 3 inches. Because this, like, this line is going this way. This line's going that way. But, like, this is all kind of smushed off to the, like, passenger side. This car is atrocious. Like SN95s are really curvy cars, and they're trying so hard to bulk this up to make it look so angular, and it just, obviously it doesn't work. What I like is they have like these wheels that they clearly weren't meant for this car whatsoever. They're sticking out so far, and they probably put the wheels on, said, we'll just build the body around it. No, let's not do that. If you know anything about this car, like, tell me in the comments. Tell me what they were smoking. 50,000 miles is rather optimistic. Can we actually see it on the speedometer? No, that's probably 150,000. Who knows? Oh, there's the person. Can see. Wow, this is bad. And for $3,000 from Snowflake, Arizona, this can be yours. Wow. Question, for people that live like out in the desert and stuff, why don't you roll up your windows? Look at all this. Oh, you know, that's actually something I didn't even notice when I first looked at this car. They deleted this whole side airbags. This car, okay, I put it together. This car probably was in a front end accident, which is why, what is it? This is all like at weird angles and stuff like that. I mean, it's obviously at weird angles to begin with, but it's clear that like they tried to like bolt it to the smushed up front bumper, subframe, radiator frame, or something like that, and everything just didn't line up because they had gotten to an accident. That's why they have, you know, this little knockoff steering wheel. It's also why, what is it? You can see that they clearly just like painted this. Or wait, did they paint this with like, oh my god, I think they actually used truck bed paint line or something like this on the interior. No wonder it looks so dirty. Because like, look, like here's clearly the stock black. Here is this really gritty looking something on top. Imagine getting into another accident and your buddy just going face first into that dashboard. He's not gonna be your buddy anymore. New Edge people, SN95 people, we got to do better. Please, do better. Furthermore, let's watch some people be dumb. Here we are, we're seeing a takeover. Takeovers are stupid. Back in the day, we just used to stand in parking lots, and then some kids would go do a roll race on the freeway. There was nothing wrong with that. But apparently now, we just have to chase all the clout and have a hell of a time in an intersection. Let's see what happens. We have one Mustang, and we have... beautiful. Work of art. Oppenheimer, if I will. This New Edge Mustang comes around the bend, cooks it, smacks his rear axle into the curb, loses control, runs over another dude. So clunk, boom, right into a Kia Soul. I mean, okay, there's nothing value lost there. And another New Edge is taken off the street. Goodbye, my friend. I mean, don't you people have to go to work? Why risk your car this badly and just have it smack into everything? I don't know. People, man. So what are your thoughts down below? How much Bondo do you think you need to inhale to actually think that looks great? If you like this kind of content, leave me a comment down below. Make sure you subscribe. This is just this is the Mustang part of my channel where I just talk about random car things. I probably have some B-roll footage of my car right now. See you guys next time.